Hello everyone. Surely if you started playing guitar a couple of weeks or even maybe months ago and you've never used a pick, you are in a situation where you're playing everything with the thumb, which is fine. That's how pretty much everyone starts. But at some stage probably you want to start using the guitar pick. Many people have already started or they've tried, but they struggle, it feels not natural, and they quit after 2 minutes. Today we'll be looking at 3 main points on the guitar pick. The first one, we're gonna choose the right one for us. The second one will be to learn how to hold the guitar pick properly. And the third and most important, we'll be doing a couple of exercises for us to become used to having a guitar pick in the hands, and also we'll learn a few things that we can do once we master the art of picking. It's important to choose the right guitar pick. Now that's a very personal choice, but my advice and my suggestion is not to choose anything extreme, not to choose a very thin pick and not to choose a very thick one. Reason being, for example, if you choose a very thin pick, that's easy for you to strum chords, but if you want to pick melodies, you will lose lots of volume and it'll be very challenging. In the other hand, if you choose something very thick, it'll be great for picking notes, but it'll be too harsh if you play chords. So my advice is to choose something in between. Let's say from 0.73 millimeters to 1 millimeter. That's the one I use. It's slightly thick, but it's perfect for strumming and also for picking melodies. Okay? So choose something in between. Another important thing is to choose, and that's my personal preference, something with some sort of grip, okay? That means that if your hands are sweaty, they will not slip out of your fingers, which is very normal to happen when you just started to learn to play with a guitar pick. So that will make life for sure easier. And another word of advice between you and me, if you're a very forgetful player like I am, I suggest you to choose a pick that is bright in color so you don't spend hours every day looking for your lost guitar picks. To start with, I like to mention that there's not one unique way to hold the guitar pick. But however, there are two important things that you need to notice. First of all, you need to hold the guitar pick with your index and the set of your thumb. So you go like that, okay? You're using the set of your thumb and also the index finger behind. Now, don't leave too much space between the set of your thumb and the pick of the pick, because if you go like that, it will fall out of your hands very easily. On the other hand, if you don't leave enough room, you'll be stopping the strings constantly with this side of the thumb, and the sound that you will get will be very harsh. Okay? So it should look something like this. Now, for the rest of the hand, it's really up to you. Some people like to play like with a fist, quite tight, and some other people like me, for example, like to open up the hand a little bit. That gives you some balance, but that's really up to you. The following exercise is probably one of the most simple exercises you will do as a guitar player, but also one of the most important ones. The goal of this exercise is for your right hand or left hand to learn what is more comfortable in terms of using the guitar pick. So what we do is we just start playing a steady rhythm. Okay, and we start adjusting the guitar pick until it feels comfortable. So let's say we start like this, lots of space here. As I'm playing this, I realize that it feels uncomfortable. It feels hard to control the guitar pick and it feels like it's about to fall from my fingers. So what do? I adjust it a little bit and then I keep playing. That feels way better. So I make a mental note, okay, that feels better, that feels nice and comfortable. Okay, let's experiment a little bit. Let's go a bit more like that. Okay, that feels wrong, it doesn't feel right and I'm stopping the strings. So I go back to the position that felt the best. a while I change strings. Okay, what happens here? Well, I just noticed that it feels slightly different from the first string. I can't tell you exactly how it feels different, but there's something different here. So I make a mental note and then I change string. Again, it feels different. Okay, and you do this in each string. You do it for like 1 or 2 minutes. Let's say you do it for 5 minutes a day, and in no time you become way better and like really like comfortable using the guitar pick. Really, that's the secret. Also, doing this experimentation, we change the pressure that we use holding the guitar pick. So we're gonna start holding it very tightly, and you can tell straight away that it's way louder. Okay, and now I go light. Let's see what happens if I hold it lightly. Okay, it's not as loud. So I make a mental note. Now I know that if I want to play loud, I can hold the guitar pick like this. So I can change the dynamics just by holding the guitar pick differently. Now that seems like something silly, but you just learned by experience, or through experience, what you can do just by changing small things in the way you hold the guitar pick. The second exercise is a variation on the first exercise, but what we'll do here is we'll use pairs of strings. So we'll go like this. Okay, and so on. So we're using pairs of strings. Why do we do this? Because one of the most common problems when we start using the pick is that in one hand let's say we're picking the first string, but in the other hand what we're doing is we're playing things on the second string, and then you wonder why is it not changing the pitch, because you're playing actually the other string. That's very common. So by doing these pairs of strings, you'll gain more control on where exactly you want to play. And this exercise here is based on strumming. Now when we start using the guitar pick for the first times and we want to strum some songs, it feels like lots of things going on. Okay, we get overwhelmed. So my advice always is to break things down until you are comfortable with them. That translates that instead of like start playing chords with the guitar pick, if you struggle, forget about this hand, forget about the left hand, and focus only on the right hand. So practice some strumming without any chords here. Any rhythms, even if it's something very simple like up and down. Do it for a little bit until this hand memorizes exactly how it works and the movements, and you're familiar with the feel of the pick. And then really you just need to start playing the chords with the left hand side. Always great advice. If you get overwhelmed by learning anything with the guitar, break it down into smaller pieces until you are comfortable and you master them. And if that means that you have to start only with one hand, do it. I hope you found this lesson useful. Please check the link below, that's from my website, and you'll be able to find more free lessons and useful tips. And as always, happy playing!